What's up, guys? My name is Maddie. This is dclblogger.com, and in this video I wanted to go through some of the highest, most expensive crypto collectibles. Now, of course, there's crypto kitties, and that kind of got really famous with the Gen Zero. I think it was the number one kitty that sold for like 120,000 US dollars. But since then, there's been a ton of blockchain games that have come out, and believe it or not, but crypto kitties is not doesn't have the highest, most expensive asset or item that was, or token that was sold on the platform. There's actually other games that have grossed, or people have spent more for an item. So we're going to go through a bunch of different games, and we'll go through the most expensive crypto collectible piece for that particular blockchain game. So I'm on a website called nonfungible.com. It's from a member for predominantly the Decentraland community. He's come across and he's built this website. It's pretty cool. It goes through the history of sales for different blockchain games. So this is Crypto Kitties that we're looking at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each tab, and I've opened up each game in each tab, and I'm simply just going to click this so it orders the sales in the highest amount. Okay, so this is Crypto Kitties. Let's see what the most expensive Crypto Kitty was sold for. Okay, maybe I have to click it twice. What do we have? 115,000 US dollars, and that was kitty number one. And that should come to no surprise. This has been covered many times. It was sold only once, so it was it was sold only once, one transaction, and the current person that holds the cat was the original purchaser of the kitty. Sold for 115,000 US dollars. And you know what? There's actually other kitties that have sold for a similar price. Obviously not as high, but like, come on, that's pretty close. 100. Well, actually it sold more in terms of ETH, but I guess ETH at that time wasn't was a little bit cheaper than when that sold. Kitty number 4. To be honest, I am not a I'm not a crypto kitty person. Like, I don't really understand the mechanics of this game, but I do understand that the ones that are more further along the start, so crypto kitty 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., and have certain traits, they're more expensive than the others. So there's quite a lot actually. Ooh, 253 Ethereum. Wow, so there's one that was sold for more than the first one. Pretty interesting stuff, guys. Check it out. I would suggest going to nonfungible.com and going through this yourself. There's a ton of crypto kitties that have sold for over 100k, or close to 100,000 US dollars. Anyway, so that's Crypto Collectables. What do we have? We have 115,000 US dollars, or we'd say the highest is 250 Ethereum, depending on whether we're going to take, coins, or your fiat or crypto. So next, what do we have? We've got Crypto Punks. Now, again, not into Crypto Punks. I actually got into Crypto Collectables when Ethereum one came out, and then I got into Decentraland, and now kind of dabbling in Gods Unchained, which I'm going to go through a bit later. But let's see what the most expensive punk was. I have to click this twice. Boom, boom. Let's see. I reckon 10,000. I don't think over 50,000. Oh, 15,000 US dollars, or 12 Ethereum, 13.5 Ethereum. I'm pretty sure the way this works is the fiat value is taken at the exact time when the sale was made, and that conversion rate is not current ETH values. It's the Ethereum to fiat conversion rate at that time. So 13.5 Ethereum, Punk 4417. Okay, no idea why that's expensive. Anyone that knows CryptoPunks, comment below, or let me know wherever I post this video why these are expensive, or what's going on here. But I know it's really popular, or it used to be. I mean, like past week, only 5 CryptoPunks were traded. Seems like this game's kind of going, it's kind of stagnating a little bit. Anyway, next one we have Etherbots. Let's see. Etherbots is kind of new. I think they started their ICO at the start of this year. I was looking into them, but I never actually ended up buying any boxes. 18k. Now, I know a bit about Etherbots because I was researching it, and basically it's a platform where you can buy parts of robots, put robots together and battle them. Okay, and what do we have here? I'm pretty sure it's a gold Lambo. Ooh, it's a shadow Lambo. Okay. I don't know why that sold for that much. I know that so Lambos were you can only buy Lambos or get Lambos during the ICO. And when that finished and the game officially started, there was obviously only a set number of Lambos you could buy. I think there were three different types. There was a normal Lamborghini, there was the Shadow Lamborghini, and then there was the Gold Lamborghini. So three different types. Oops, I'm moving the camera. Three different types. And the Gold Lamborghini obviously is the most expensive, but I do not know why this sold for more. Maybe, is there only one of these? I don't know. I never really got into the game as much, but I do know the Lamborghini, so that one should be, not even a gold one. This one should be gold. Yeah, gold. There we go. 15th. So that one is more expensive. I don't know why a shadow one would sell for that much. Maybe that was right at the start of the game. What was the date? The 4th of the 3rd. So yeah, that was sold really, really early on. I think later on people started to figure out how much, each one of these parts are worth. Because over time people figure out, the average price of things. And at the start, it's risky to spend a lot of money on certain parts because over time more people will be, listing their items on the marketplace, and so the price will generally drop for the highest, the most expensive products. Anyway, so Etherbots, they're still kind of pretty active. I guess 10 Etherbots sold in the last 24 hours. Not too bad, not too bad. What do we have next? We have Decentraland. If you don't know what Decentraland it is or has been my bread and butter since January. I've made over $100,000 just literally buying and selling land. A lot of cool stuff. I'm gonna go through it quick. Maybe I'll go through it later. But basically, let's quickly just figure out what the most expensive one was. Pretty sure it's over 100,000, close to 200,000. I just looked at it before. 2 million mana. At the time, I think mana was 9 cents or 8 cents, so 175,000 US dollars. That's so much money. 22.2 is the coordinates of this land. Wow, really? That land? So it's not even connected to Genesis Plaza. That's crazy. Some other lands over 100,000 US dollars. This one's connected to Genesis Plaza. So basically, how this Decentraland works, I've got to open over here. People are buying all these small parcels of land. This is the central Genesis Plaza, which is expected to have the most traffic. So anything connected to that is of a very high value. And each one of these little pixels are 10 by 10 meters of land, 20 meters in height. And you can enter that pixel and build whatever you want in it with VR glasses. So you enter the world with virtual reality glasses and you can build whatever you want on your little parcel. So people are buying parcels in sets. People are buying parcels connected to single roads, double roads, certain districts. So this is Bittrex Tomorrow. This is Virtual Reality Shopping District. War Thunder Community Park. There's a ton of different districts. So the Crypto Valley. There's all these districts that communities are working to build, and you can buy a parcel connected anywhere in the whole map. I think there's only like 40,000 parcels available in the whole map, and yeah, the most expensive ones are the ones that are connected to this centered Genesis Plaza because that's what's expected to have the most traffic. So I guess that's what's happened here. These were all purchased in the initial ICO. So there was an auction. The first time these lands were sold, there was a really big auction and people could bid on any parcel that they wanted. So the ones that had the most bids were, almost 600,000 mana. So almost 100K was spent just on these parcels. So this one over here in the corner. So the seller is the same. So I guess that was Decentraland, and this is the same person bought like some of the really expensive plots. Pretty cool. Okay, so there's quite a lot, close to 100,000 actually. Anyway, 16 lands were sold in the last 24 hours. Decentraland's were pretty active. 20,000 US dollars in the last 24 hours, close to 500,000 in the last 30 days. One of the most active, exciting projects of the year. Next, let's see, what do we have next? Ethereum. Ethereum was kind of my first love into blockchain gaming. So let's see, what do we have here? 1 cent for an Ethereum. All right, Ethereum we have, which is, if you don't know what Ethereum is, kind of like Pokemon, but on the blockchain. So you can battle different monsters, and I think you win more Ethereum or tokens for winning battles and stuff. So this thing was bought, really? I don't know why this guy was bought. Basically, how Ethereum works is, what would we have? $2,500 or 5 Ethereum was the most expensive Ethereum. Okay. That's not too bad. I mean, like, I don't think they have very high selling items anyway. So basically how this one worked is during the ICO, there was a Gen 0 Ethereum month available where you could buy out of like, I think there was 20 of them at the start, and you could buy different eggs named different Ethereumons. And when the ICO finished, the eggs hatched, and those were only they were the only ones released in the world that were from the Gen 0 version. So however many people bought, so people bought 50 pangrasses, and there were no more pangrasses available, and you can't breed Gen Zeros. So that's it. That's the max amount of Gen Zeros that will ever be released in the world. So the ones that I thought would have been at the top of these would have been the Gen Zeros, but I know a bit of Decentraland, and I know that the only Gen Zero here is, I think, Pangrass. Is this guy Gen Zero? Don't think so. This one is, and then you can level them up, and I guess they evolve. So these are like the final evolution. So this guy was probably like, doesn't have the level. Catch 5. So if you were the first person to buy it, then you'd have a catch number of 1. So if you have a catch number of 1 of a Gen 0 Ethereum on, then that's pretty good. Anyway, I didn't want to go through the mechanics too much, but yeah, $2,500 US. What else do we have? I think the last one's Eth Town. I have no idea what this game is. Literally, I think this is a new edition. Let's see. Hero number. Okay, that's quite a lot. 13,000 US dollars, 23.5 Ethereum. Apart from that, a lot of them don't really sell for much relative to the other ones. What do we have? A dinosaur. Cool. All right, well, 13,000 US dollars is quite a lot. I think it's overpaid. I don't know if that'll resell for that much. Wonder what hero number 1 looks like. No idea. Okay. That's it for the ones over here. I'm still going to go through Gods Unchained because that's pretty exciting as well. I think non-fungible are in the process of adding a couple more tabs here, a couple more crypto blockchain games to the list. So when that happens, I'll make a series 2 maybe. There's still, I think there's what's that game called? Axie Infinity. There's still Gods Unchained. There's still what's those other games? There's so many games. There's another one, Metropolis City or something. Anyway, I might revisit this and make a second part. Next one, Gods Unchained. So if you don't know what Gods Unchained is, it is kind of becoming my new obsession. Which is, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but basically, it's like Yu-Gi-Oh or Hearthstone, I think it's called, or Magic the Gathering. Basically, a trading card game built on the blockchain. You can buy little booster packs. Let's open this in a new window. New. You can buy different booster packs, and basically there's like epic cards, legendary cards, rare cards, shiny legendary cards, and there's also mythic cards. And I think there's only 3 mythic cards in this whole first release of these cards. And right now they have an auction for one of the mythic cards, and if you don't know what Gods Unchained is, then prepare to be mind blown. Currently the bid for this mythic card, and it still has a few days left actually. Auction ends in 3 days. Current bid, 137 Ethereum. That's crazy. I think 137 Ethereum is, times that by 450, 13 times 4, 26, 52. It's like 60,000 US dollars. That's how much that is going for at the moment. Wow. And it's still got 3 days left. So Gods Unchained is, I think, going to be a very interesting blockchain game. Just to see how much, just taking into account how much money is being spent on this stuff. So it'll be interesting to revisit this 3 days from now and see what the bid is up to. So the highest grossing Crypto-Collectable was, if I recall correctly, a Decentraland land that sold for 170,000 US dollars. So if this needs to beat that, you need to hit about 400 Ethereum. So 350 to 400 Ethereum will mean that this bad boy will be the most expensive Crypto-Collectable till date. And it'll be really interesting if that's the case. So I'm really interested to see what's going to be like the $1 million Crypto-Collectable. Anyway, very interesting times that we live in. By the way, just a quick plug for my blog, dclblogger.com, where I kind of go through different Crypto-Collectables, and making money from them. Like I've made a lot of money from Decentraland, so that's what I have blogged about predominantly. But you know, slowly I've come across Ethereum, I've come across Gods Unchained. So I'm gonna keep blogging about whatever I come across. So if you like it, follow it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll leave some more comments, and if you want me to make anything else, let me know.